state of business on our television. I'm Ashing Veer Singh. Let's have a look at the headlines for today. EDB stresses the importance of the cooperation between public and private enterprises. UNF parliamentarian Vijayadasa Rajapaksa pledges to back Gotabaya Rajapaksa at the presidential election. News in detail. The official launch of the Sri Lanka's participation at Expo 2020 Dubai was held with the presence of the chief guest, Ambassador of United Arab Emirates, Ahmad Ali Ibrahim Al Mualla in Colombo yesterday. The official website on Sri Lanka's participation at Expo 2020 Dubai was launched yesterday. The Expo 2020 will be held from 20th October 2020 to 10th April 2021 in Dubai. Sri Lanka Pavilion at the Expo 2020 Dubai will be located in the Opportunity Sphere under the theme of Island of Ingenuity. 26 product and service sectors have already pledged to come on board during the 6 months period to showcase Sri Lanka's offers to the world, including the tourism sector.
We are expecting 25 million visitors right through the year. So for tourism, investment and trade, this will be a tremendous boost. The difference is it's not an exhibition, it's an exposition. So we showcase the best of Sri Lanka. There are already 21 associations who are going to partner with the steering committee, and they will be not exhibiting products as such, but we will have a very sophisticated digital presentation of all our products and services.
Addressing the same event, Secretary General of the National Chamber of Exporters of Sri Lanka, Shiham Marika, highlighted that platforms like Expo 2020 Dubai has proven that both public and private enterprises can successfully cooperate.
The Export Development Board was appointed through a cabinet decision as the authority to overlook this whole project, and the EDB has invited the private sector comprising of all these chambers and associations to work closely with them. Now, there is a perception that the private sector will find it difficult to work with the public sector. We have proven this wrong because a couple of years ago when we had the World Exporters Development Forum, the WEDEF, the EDB invited the private sector, and jointly we did a great job. It was a successful program. And this year too, we are given an opportunity again. So a large section of business people are getting to know the daily activities that we do here in a smaller steering committee level. I think that is good. So that their views, we bring it at our steering committee meetings, we share it with you all, and whatever decisions we make at the steering committee meetings, we take it back to our membership. So I think the private-public partnership has really worked well. And if I'm not mistaken, almost all the chambers, they have Dubai Expo 2020 as an agenda item to be discussed during their council meeting. So I think that's a great thing, and I hope that we will continue.
Let's now move on to the next President segment to see the latest news of the political arena. UNF parliamentarian Vijayadasa Rajapaksa says that the country will not fall into the hands of foreign forces under an administration of Gotabaya Rajapaksa, and therefore he would support him at the presidential election. Dr. Rajapaksa made these remarks at a press briefing held in Colombo this morning. Prior to the press conference by UNF MP Dr. Vijayadasa Rajapaksa, Sri Lanka Podujana Peramuna and the Ceylon Workers' Congress led by Arumugam Thundaman signed a memorandum of understanding to work together at the upcoming presidential election. Later, UNF parliamentarian Vijayadasa Rajapaksa addressed the media flanked by SLPP presidential candidate Gotabaya Rajapaksa and a set of UPFA parliamentarians, including the party leaders attached to the joint opposition. Explaining the reasons to support SLPP candidate, Dr. Rajapaksa said that the country would not fall into the hands of foreign forces under a government led by Gotabaya Rajapaksa. He also said that the prime objective of setting up of the good governance regime was easily forgotten by everyone and engaged in revenging from the opposite camp. He also made a lot of other revelations, including the appointment of the central bank governor, Inspector General of Police at the briefing.
ඒ ආණ්ඩුව පත්වලා කර පළවෙනිම දේ තමයි අපේ රටේ ව්‍යවස්ථාව උල්ලංඝනය කරා පළවෙනි සතිය ඇතුළත
The very first thing which the good governance regime did was the violation of the constitution within 7 days after coming into power. According to Central Bank Act and the Finance Act, the President has no powers to entrust the Central Bank with any other ministers. But Prime Minister Ranil Wickremesinghe exercised the President's powers since the date he was appointed, making immense pressure on the President. The very first thing he did was taking the central bank under his subject areas. At the second meeting of cabinet ministers, Prime Minister suggested that Arjuna Mahendran should be appointed as the central bank governor. I opposed the move, and the President was also not happy. However, the Premier begged for more than 30 minutes to appoint Mahendran as the central bank chief. He also said that he can't develop the country's economy without the assistance from Mahendran. On the day that the government completes 7 weeks in power, the central bank was looted.
UNF parliamentarian Hector Puhami states that the investment made on the Jaffna International Airport will be turned into profits within a period of 12 months. Addressing a media briefing at the UNP headquarters, Sirikota in Kotte, the parliamentarian said a mega developmental plan will be launched in the area soon. Accordingly, parliamentarian Hector Puhami noted that the developmental ventures such as the Jaffna Airport will bring enormous benefits to the locals. He noted that a massive developmental plan is to be launched near the airport comprising of new tourist hubs, generating jobs for the youth and the locals. Significantly, he told that the total cost of the airport will be covered within a year by the income of all these ventures. Hector Puhami also stressed that their presidential candidate Sajith Premadasa will indeed boost the export-led growth of the country, and the candidate will be a people's person who will listen to the views of the people without being a mere ruler who functions with rules and orders. Subsequently, the parliamentarian also told that certain representatives of other main political parties of the presidential election are misleading the UNP voters to vote for the symbol of the elephant and not to their right symbol of the swan. Meanwhile, Democratic National Front presidential candidate Minister Sajith Premadasa says that he will practice a capitalism with a human face to develop the country's economy. He made these observations addressing a Q&A session to answer the questions from the business community at a leading hotel in Colombo.
There are so many bureaucratic obstacles. There's so much of rules and regulations and stipulations that hinder and obstruct private entrepreneurship to flourish. And I firmly believe that we have to streamline the various regulations, make it very simple, and ensure that regulations do not act as an obstacle for businesses to flourish. So our administration will take strident steps to ensure that the bureaucracy is private sector friendly.
Stay tuned for more news after this short break. Welcome back after the break. The Embassy of Italy, together with the Ministry of Tourism and the Sri Lanka Tourism Promotion Bureau, organized a conference on the Mediterranean diet and on Italian food in Colombo last Wednesday. The theme of the event was aligned that of the World Food Day 2019, which is healthy and sustainable diets. The esteemed Italian celebrity chef Rubio participated at the event, and along with a panel of local experts such as Chefs Guild President Gerard Mendes, the benefits of the Mediterranean diet were discussed. The Mediterranean diet is considered to be one of the most beneficial for well-being, health and longevity, as well as being one of the most in line with the principles of Agenda 2030 for Sustainable Development. Hence, the aim of the Embassy of Italy in Colombo was to draw attention to the advantages of this kind of diet.
Italian food and the key of our success could also be seen to the hospitality, the fact that we like to eat together and be together. And this is very similar to the Sri Lankan attitude, to go together with friends, to eat together with friends. So I really think there are so many things in common between our countries, and I think this is one of the many bridges between our cultures.
Rationalization of areas of cooperation of Bay of Bengal Initiative for Multi-Sectorial Technical and Economic Cooperation and draft charter of the organization were considered, and a draft memorandum of understanding to be signed between the BIMSTEC and the Asian Development Bank were agreed during the second meeting of the Permanent Working Committee hosted by the Ministry of Foreign Affairs on 10th and 11th October 2019. The deliberations were attended by all BIMSTEC member states, namely Bangladesh, Bhutan, India, Myanmar, Nepal, Sri Lanka, Thailand and the BIMSTEC Secretariat. In his opening remarks, Foreign Secretary Ravinatha Aryasinghe emphasized the importance of individual and collective efforts of the member states in making BIMSTEC a more robust organization. He noted with concern that BIMSTEC, which entered its third decade, is yet to reap benefits of the full socio-economic potential of the region, with an intra-regional trade at only 3.7% and investment approximately 5%. The Secretary-General of BIMSTEC, Ambassador M. Shahidul Islam, in his remarks, referring to the leaders' decision at the 4th BIMSTEC Summit in Kathmandu in August 2018 on institutional reforms, emphasized the need to place before the 5th BIMSTEC Summit to be held in Colombo some concrete outcome for endorsement, rather than presenting the status of work in progress. Now, a subject expert at First Capital Holdings will provide a review on the stock performances for the past week and a stock forecast for the coming week.
The stock market saw heavy volatility in the last few days as the market dipped in the first couple of days of the week and then turned a bit positive on Wednesday and Thursday, while the market was sort of stagnant on Friday. Turnover levels were on a gradual downtrend, however maintaining around the 500 million mark at moderate levels during the middle of the week. With local buying interest remaining strong and encouraging foreign participation, sizably improved during the week, but broadly on the selling side. Continuous foreign selling was witnessed throughout the week, though, as the year-to-date net foreign outflow exceeded to around 4.1 billion rupees during the week. As the election draws closer, we expect market activity to pick up with improved economic and business activity. The earnings of companies that is likely to be released during the current period is ranging over the next 4 weeks is likely to be positive, with lower interest rates impacting the earnings for the first time in a long period. Thereby, we expect earnings of most of these companies to show significant improvement. With the positive results and the momentum regained from the elections is likely to have a positive impact on the overall market, creating a possible uptrend. We expect activity levels to remain moderate, while foreigners may continue to be on the selling side. However, strong buying interest from locals is likely to absorb the overall impact of the selling side of the foreigners.
The Par 3 Golf Classic, organized by the Rotary Club of Colombo Metropolitan in partnership with Dialogue Enterprise, will tee off on October 26th at the Royal Colombo Golf Course. The event, which is organized for the 4th successive year, will have around 200 members on this day. This is the only event organized by the club as a Par 3 format to be played on 54 courses, making it to be challenging for all participants. The Rotary Club of Colombo Metropolitan, in organizing a tourney of this nature, intends to raise funds needed to help community development projects, and part of the proceeds will be used for the maintaining of the child-friendly police station at Ragama. And other funds will be used to manage the Lama Pesa facility, which houses the abused and neglected children and the differently abled for their recreational facilities.
One thing I would like to say is we've had this tournament it's been 4 years now, and this is the 4th consecutive year, and for the last 2 years, thank you very much to Dialogue for being our title sponsor. And I hope that all you sponsors, everyone who's here today, will get plenty of mileage in the run-up to the tournament. during the what I call a very entertaining Saturday and also after the tournament. One of the principal reasons for this tournament here is also our close association with the golf club and all the people who actually live around the golf club and serve the golf club. There are many underprivileged children around the golf club who are children of our caddies, children of our minor staff, etc. And we help them with various donations, including school books, library books, cash itself, in order to fund their education.
Stay tuned for stock updates after this short break. Welcome back after the break. Trading at Colombo Stock Exchange ended on a positive note today. The all-share price index gained 3.39 points to close at 5,863.48 and the S&P SL 20 gained 17.41 points to close at 2,905.27. The turnover was 1 billion rupees and over 71 million shares were traded. Up next are forex rates. That's all the news for today. Join us tomorrow on Biz Roundup. Until then, take care.